of us in the press box felt that was a playoff game this year. What do you think?
Yeah, it was a hard game. I thought we came out pretty well, even though we weren't really dangerous, to be honest with you. I mean, the power play goal was nice. It was important. Second period, they took us to the schoolyard, I thought, a little bit. That was pretty obvious for all of us. Faster, stronger, more competitive. And so we had to decide. Are we just going to let them take it from us? And, clearly the guys had a pretty good response in the third.
How big was it to get that goal from Morsey less than a minute into the period? Not just to get it there, but to have Trevor Moore score that kind of goal in that moment.
Yeah, right. And I think he had about, now I'm going to stretch and say 15, but probably 10 to 12 coming down the wing, not always on the strong side. He had some weak side too, where he just shot it past the goalie. We just haven't seen that from him this year. It was just great to see. And obviously it was the second, so now we got two. Hopefully that spurs him on a little bit, get a touch back and feel good about yourself. But it was the goal that he scored, over and over again last year.
Quentin Byfield had his fingerprints all over the game. Just
2 penalties? Is that what you're talking about?
and the 4 assists, career high.
I almost had my fingerprints all over him to start the game.
A different lens, I assume, with that.
Yeah.
But just to see him be able to contribute in that way for those 4 important goals
Yeah.
on the night. What did you think about his play?
Yeah, I mean, it was a hard game. It was hard to stand out. And so, the 2 penalties, one was okay, the other one I didn't really like. But, what are you going to do? You have to have a response. And I thought the tail end of the second period, he really got going. There was some chances there. He had some good energy. He carried it over to the third. The backhand pass to Fogues was about as good as you can make it. So it was nice to see that it wasn't just work, because we always expect that from him. It was just a incredible pass on top of it. So nice to see. We needed it. We needed somebody to step up, and he was the guy.
You mentioned the penalties there for Q. Does the fact that he didn't get shut down and you guys still kept going back to him even further up his line, is that a testament to the confidence this coaching staff has in him at this point in his career? Maybe a couple of seasons ago, even last season, that wouldn't be the case. He might get in trouble a little more from that.
Yeah, I mean, Q gives you an honest effort for the most part. He doesn't take a lot of penalties. It happened to be 2. And like I said, one was okay. There was one I didn't like. But yeah, I'm not. He's not anywhere near danger of not playing for taking those kind of penalties. That's just not his game, anyways. So we got time for that, and just want him to be a little bit more focused. And like I said, he answered the bell after that.
We've seen Q with Kevin recently. We've obviously seen Q and Juice a lot over the last couple of years. The 3 of them together, what did you like about the way they kind of clicked instantly?
Well, yeah, I mean, we're moving lines around quite a bit. In the second period, really wasn't much going on, and they just happened to have a chance to go together, and I thought they had a spark. So we got them out there again. They had a spark again. I thought the last 2 or 3 shifts of the second period, they were, gave us some life, brought the building, some energy into the building. And so we just discussed it. Should we keep them together? We don't usually do that, and we felt like we're down by 1. They had some energy. Let's give them a run. So. They were really good, clearly. Made a big difference. They made a big difference and looked really good doing it. So I don't know if we'll see it again or if we'll see it again next game or whenever we will. I'm sure at some point, but we'll just have to talk about it as a coaching staff.
Jim, Bruce Cassidy talked about soft play on his team's part in the third. What was your message to your team in between periods?
I thought our team had to kind of look within a little bit and decide what the third period was going to look like. Nobody expected to come out and just score 4 goals, but I think we expected to, like I said, they kicked sand in our face. I felt like hey, okay, we're here to play after the first period. We're just going to let them continue to do that, or we're going to push back a little bit. And when I say push back, that's stronger on our sticks, more aggressive, quicker, and we had that response, or the players had that response. So that's pretty impressive.
He said they were soft.
Well, they weren't through 40. I mean, I'm not going to evaluate his team if that's how he feels. I won't argue with him for sure, but I could say the same thing about us for stretches of the game. There's no question. And Darcy was there when we were.
What's different about this group that even themselves they can get into? I see Kevin Fiala's face is just like, wow, I can't believe I actually was able to see that pass and score that goal.
I think they have a lot of belief. They've worked hard to get to this point. We've had early in the season some inconsistency, some up and down, and it builds. The season builds, and think they just have a strong belief, and I think that belief after tonight should get a little bigger than it was before the game, you know. And when you do that, you know, you can accomplish some pretty great things when you believe in one another and play hard for one another. And I believe they do that.
If you win your games in hand, you could lead the division with about 20 games left. Are you aware of that?
This is the stat man. Strikes again on me. I don't like to think that far ahead. I don't. I mean, we played a really good third period. We played a pretty good first period. We could have lost the game in the second. I don't think beyond that. We're going to take a day off. We're going to get Vancouver. That's going to be a hard game. You know what I mean? If there was 4 or 5 games left in the season, then I would probably start doing the math. But it's just way too far for me.
So you're not aware of the standings at all?
Oh, I know the standings. Yeah, no, I know. I told Smitty updates me daily. You know what I mean? But it's just not anywhere near a focus of mine. It feels like we got, and we do, like months left. So it just feels way too far away. But when there's 5 games left, and the other thing is I don't like to talk about Fight Club. We've talked about that before too.
You mentioned the word belief. Is that what it's all about when you're down by a goal and you're at home and nothing seems to bother you guys? Is there something different? Are you feeling it? Or is it like, hey, we're home and we're supposed to win?
Yeah, I think there's all things, a lot of different things come into it, but it's belief for sure. But then it's work and determination and focus, right? All those lead to the belief that if we do those things, there's a chance. There's a chance we can pull this game out. There's a chance we can win again. You know, so there's a whole bunch of things that go into it. But sometimes you don't make a conscious decision, but you got to put it on the line. And when you believe it's worth it, and the next guy is doing it, and then the other guy doing it, then you got a chance. Then you have something.
But do you feel there's a difference in the room when you're at home and on the road because of what has happened, or not necessarily?
I don't know. I mean, it sure feels. I mean, the results speak to it for sure. So I understand the question, but I think when the building gets going again, even though we didn't score, and I haven't thought about it. So as you asked me the question, when I think back to the end of the second period where we finally got something going, and the building got loud and cheered us on, and so I think that is an important part of it. When we scored the goal, Morsey scored, the building comes alive. So there's no question. Everybody would tell you that about their home building. Yeah, so there's probably something there.
Didn't show up in the box score, but we've talked about him all year. Is this the type of game you want to see out of Mikey Henderson?
Yeah, Mikey played like 19 minutes tonight or something, right? Gabby was in the 18s. So I think it's probably the first time all year that those two have been under 20 and still played a really important, impactful game. Dewey and Eddie played 4 or 5 minutes more than them almost, right? So that was surprising, but they played very well, right? They just come to really trust Mikey and Gabby as a pair. They usually get the matchup minutes. I can't say enough about Mikey and Gabby. I talked to them, as a pair, really, because they've just both elevated their games this year. Been really, really good. Defend, satisfied in doing that.
Jimmy broke up Coach Tarkin today, but it feels like the last couple of games you've been trying to find that third piece for them. I know Turk filled that role for a while. It's kind of been switching that out a little bit.
Yeah.
Does that feel like the whole in your roster are now trying to find that complement of those two?
Yeah, I mean that line, with Turk or whoever it's been, really haven't got a lot of traction lately. So I think that's probably a pretty fair comment. I don't like to say it's a whole, but we're just trying to get that line who's carried us, in many ways for the first half of the season, just get some traction again and get feeling good about their game and some consistent time in the O-zone, some chances, and just hasn't happened a lot lately. So, that's the reason just to move things around a little bit.